Hello, hello, hello again. It is me, Buckeye Mike, and welcome into the next episode of Ohio State Buckeyes, where we talk everything Ohio State. And in this one, you guessed it by the picture you're looking at on screen currently, we're going to talk Penn State coming into town to take on our beloved Ohio State Buckeyes. Man, oh man, this is a completely different Penn State team and Ohio State team compared to the last time they met right here in Columbus, Ohio, in the shoe. New quarterback for both squads, new running backs for Penn State, new wide receiver weapons for Penn State, and boy, oh boy, quite the matchup. Number 3, Ohio State. Number 7, Penn State. Big noon kickoff's going to be there. College game day is going to be there. In fact, as a recording, we're recording Thursday night, and Pat McAfee is going to be there for the Pat McAfee show on Friday, which is tomorrow. We, meaning me, I will be down there on campus, at least for big noon kickoff and game day, and checking out all the cool stuff down there. And I might watch a half on one of the big screens in one of the parking lots for the parties during the game. But I wanted to talk to you guys about this game particularly and kind of break it down a little bit here. So, like I said, 2 different quarterbacks from the last time, even from last year when we went out to Happy Valley. No Sean Clifford anymore, no CJ Stroud anymore. It's Kyle McCord versus Drew Aller. And honestly, Penn State hasn't been tested up to this point between thrashing Iowa the way that they did, 31-0, and beating ever-loving, ungodly crap out of West Virginia in week 1 the way that they did, and just kind of more or less steamrolling everyone that they've played like Michigan. They haven't been tested, and this is a perfect way to test Penn State. Now, I know that offensive line for Penn State is ungodly and will be the biggest test for Ohio State as far as the defense goes. Can you get through the offensive line and create pressure? We don't know yet. We are going to find out for dang sure. Can you get through the offensive line and rattle Drew Aller? Or even can you get the ends to come off the edge and force Aller up into the pocket and meet at the quarterback? Yeah, I know everybody says it's not that hard and whatnot, but you know what? It is a lot more difficult than you may think. Honestly, with the way this defense has grown and what they're shaping up into being, I think Ohio State can get more than enough pressure on Drew Aller. If you can make Penn State one-dimensional and make them only have the run game, you're going to beat Penn State. It's blatantly obvious. Now, I know everyone out there saying, well, I think Penn State could beat Ohio State, and you're looking at a possible 3-way tie in the Big Ten East, and Penn State will go if that's the case because Penn State has the better record against the West. Well, guess what? It's only by 1 game, and it's Iowa. Personally, I think Iowa most likely will win the West. Although I don't know because Iowa tends to trip themselves up for some ungodly reason. But yes, in this game in particular, I think we're in for quite the battle, and it's really going to come down to the battle in the trenches. I think for Ohio State, our main concern is getting the run game going and getting into that second level with the run game. Can our line push them around enough for Dallin Hayden to be able to get through to the second level? I think it's going to be hard at first, but I think the more and more that we wear Penn State down, I think eventually we will break through, and you will see a couple of long runs by Ohio State. And that goes for any of the backs. I know last week we were out. Dallin Hayden got hurt during the game last week against Purdue. And we were out Mayan Williams and Travion Henderson. But I think overall this team is going to do great. I think we're in for another classic, if you ask me. We are in for another classic. So, like I said, I think we're in for another classic. I think when it comes down to it, we're looking at Battle of the Trenches. Can Ohio State get into the second level and higher on the Penn State defense? Can the Ohio State defense rattle Drew Allar and force errors? Because this Ohio State team is actually more battle tested than Penn State is. And yes, I know they're only more battle tested because of Notre Dame, but guess what? That's because we actually scheduled a good Power 5 team. Like I said, yes, you can kind of, okay, West Virginia, maybe. Iowa, maybe. But guess what? Those two teams are nothing like they were when they played Penn State. Notre Dame is on quite the trajectory. New Year's Six Bowl just beat USC by taking them to the slaughterhouse. Everything is in Ohio State's favor, and this game is Ohio State's to lose. That being said, Penn State will score and will bull their way around the field. I will not be surprised if this is close. I, in fact, am saying it's going to be close. It's going to be another classic, similar to 2017, similar to 2017. I think that was the last close one. In the end, I think Ohio State is more well-rounded, and they're better off at this point than Penn State is, because there's just so much more going in Ohio State's favor. I'm sorry to you guys for repeating myself so much. My prediction for this game is Ohio State 38, Penn State 33. Last I checked, the spread is, I think, 14 or 17, so Penn State's going to cover. Now, if that spread's a lot lower than I remember, maybe Ohio State covers if it's 4. I don't remember what it is exactly. So don't quote me on it. But, boom. I think our Ohio State Buckeyes are going to march into the shoe on Saturday and mollywop. It's going to be closer on the scoreboard than it's going to actually look, because physically I think Ohio State is just going to ramsack Penn State. But I think Penn State's going to create enough plays, explosive plays, to where they're going to make it close. I would not be surprised one way or the other. The only surprise for me is Penn State win. I absolutely do not think that Penn State is going to win this game. That being said, booyah. Thank you for watching another video. We're working on kinks, obviously, because I know this one was a little long and crazy. Thank you for your participation, your review. Please leave your score predictions down below. Leave your comments down below. Hit that like button. It builds morale, as our good buddy the ref likes to say. Hit the subscribe button because we're at 175 subs and we are trying to get to 200 whenever we can. The sooner the better. That way we can keep raising it up. That being said, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, like I said, and we will see you in the next video. Everyone have a good night.